This is Hans Scheil from the Finishing Well podcast. On Finishing Well, we help you make godly choices about Medicare, long-term care, and your money. Your chosen Truth Network podcast is starting in just seconds. Enjoy it, share it, but most of all, thank you for listening and choosing the Truth Podcast Network.
This is the Truth Network.
It's story time, Memaw, an answered prayer for stories that point children to God. And here's today's story with Joanne Vickner.
A deadly snake strikes at Memaw. On our way home from vacationing in Tennessee, Memaw asked me and Bubba if we would do some work for her before going home. Mostly, she wanted us to cut the grass because Papa wasn't feeling well, and it's too hard for her to do. We told her we would. Of course, we wanted to help, but we also like making money, and Papa pays us well. We record the money he gives us in our register, place it in an envelope, and save it in the chest of drawers at Memaw's. That way, we have extra money to spend when she takes us on trips during the summer. Bubba always uses the push mower to cut the dog yard, and then he cranks up the riding lawnmower to cut the lots up the street, then stops at Grandma's house and cuts her yard, and then Memaw's yard, while I push mow around the pool and do other chores. But today, Memaw took me to the empty lots, and she taught me how to drive Papa's zero-turn lawnmower. It doesn't have a steering wheel. It's different. It took some getting used to, but I got the hang of it and mowed the property all by myself while Memaw watched me from the golf cart nearby. After I finished the lots, Bubba got on the riding lawnmower. He left to go mow Grandma's yard as I hopped on the golf cart with Memaw and went to her house. There, I started push mowing around Papa's shop, so Bubba could zip around it when he got there and wrap things up. Just as I came to the door of the building, Memaw picked up the flat plate, the splash block, under the gutter downspout. That's that block that drains the rainwater away from the building and into the yard. I pushed the mower up all the way to the dry ground the splash block had covered, and then started dragging it against Papa's shop towards the driveway. That's when it happened. Memaw bent down to return the block, made a face, and jumped. Something was wrong. I killed the lawnmower. She told me to get behind her, so I did. If I hadn't looked closely, I wouldn't have seen it. There was a coiled up copperhead snake on the ground where the plate had been, and it blended in with the ground perfectly. Memaw said she didn't notice it until it struck the plate when she started to return it. After we got a good long look, she slowly placed the plate over the snake and reminded me to keep my eyes open and be careful when I mow. We agreed not to tell Bubba anything about it because we didn't want him to run over there and mess with it. The next morning, Papa went out there with the shovel and disposed of it. Now, I've heard about people that have panic attacks when they come upon a snake. It's serious. They're so scared they think they're having a heart attack. And I've seen people that take off running and don't stop until they get indoors when somebody puts down a rubber snake nearby them. I must say, I surprised myself. I was not afraid, and neither was Memaw. Why should we be? God does not want any of us to live in fear. He tells us 365 times in the Bible, do not fear. It's as if God tells me every single day, May dear, don't be afraid today because I, the Lord God, creator of all, am with you wherever you go. Do you hear me? God is with us. He knew we'd come across the snake that day. He was at my side then, and he is at my side now, just as he is with you. He has my name, and he has your name engraved on his hands. Nothing can snatch you away from him. Enjoy life and live each day without fear. Because God tells us in Isaiah 43:1, fear not. You are mine.
If you enjoy Joanne's stories, her book is available on Amazon. And her website at itsstorytimememaw.com. That's itsstorytimememaw.com. Go ahead and order it today, and thanks for listening.
This is the Truth Network.